Hi, I'm Jeremy Crosby.
And I'm Nick Boucher. We're the hosts for the program that's all about your city, Talking Fitchburg.
Every day, we pull together the news, events, and information you need to stay on top of what's happening in the city of Fitchburg.
Find Talking Fitchburg on cable TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and our live stream on the web. Plus, you can view all our headlines and stories on Facebook, YouTube, and our video on demand service. This is your city.
Keep up with Talking Fitchburg and the issues that affect you and your neighbors.
Want to know what's happening in your city? Get Notify Me messages from the City of Fitchburg. Visit fitchburgwi.gov on your computer or mobile device and select the big Notify Me button on the left. Enter your email and/or phone number, whichever is best for you to get notifications. Scroll down the list and select all the topics you're interested in to receive email or text messages about. You'll be notified every time one of your topics is updated. Sign up for Notify Me, one more way to keep up with your Fitchburg government.
Welcome everybody to the December meeting of the Commission on Aging Well. Hope everybody is doing well in this nice freezing weather. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We do not have any minutes from the last one, did we?
We didn't, they weren't attached.
It wasn't.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Out of all this whole packet, the
There are
meetings.
56 pages of information and the minutes weren't in there.
Which was appreciated.
Yeah.
Not even at the end.
No, I looked.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I kept going back.
Yeah, every 56
Listen, I wonder if
pages.
I can pull them up now and you guys read them quick so we can approve them. Although it's not that big of a
We can
deal.
approve them at the next meeting.
I was gonna say,
Let's do it next
we'll do
time.
it at the
Yeah.
next time.
Do it the
Okay.
next time.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
I don't think there were
Technical
any
glitch.
voting items at that meeting, other than
No.
starting and ending the meeting. So
Correct. Yeah, there was nothing. Okay, all
So
right.
let's proceed
My
on to
apologies.
item 4, resolution R 215-24, approving a Dane County contract for senior centers.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me just back up. See, it just takes
Oh,
me
did you lose it now?
one, because I just wanted to show you guys one thing on here.
Okay.
Hold
Let's see, we believe it.
on, I know. Hold on. It's there, I just can't
Okay,
move
okay.
it. One pause. Oh, he's doing so good, right? Let's see that, okay. All right, I think I got it. All right, okay, so this is our normal Dane County contract where they give us money for case management, which comes from levy money in Dane County, and then they give us money for nutrition, which really funnels through the Federal Older Americans Act, and then it goes through all these formulas for all the states, and then it funnels down to Dane County. Some of the nutrition money also is subsidized by Dane County, but a lot of them comes from the Older Americans Act, which is why if you ever come in for a meal, you have to fill out this form once a year. So starting in October, which is their fiscal year, everybody fills out a form again. If you eat there once or a million times, we have to put all those forms into a database, and then that's taken all the way back up to the state and the federal level, and that's how that funding is determined per county. But what I wanted to show you was the memo of the funding for case management and nutrition.
Is this resolution binding or advisory?
It's binding. If you didn't approve it, that would be troublesome.
No money.
Right.
So Jill, you said people have to, in October, reapply. Is that people that are at home receiving the meals as well?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Oh,
So,
my
and it's two different forms. If you're home delivered, there's a different kind of form that they have to fill out. And if you're congregate, it's a different form. Because now they've been, do I not even have this memo, you guys? There it is. The form that you have to fill out for home delivered, you actually have to meet all this different criteria. And recently, maybe 2 years ago, they changed the form where it assess your risk level. So if you don't meet criteria, so it determines how many days a week you can get home delivered meals. So maybe you only can get them 2, or you can get them 5. And this has happened because Older Americans funding hasn't kept up with demand. And so they run out of money. And so now they're really screening who can get meals and how often you can get meals.
I did it last year after I had my back surgery, as far as risk management or risk.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, they think I can walk 2 days a week, but I was approved for 5 days a week.
Right, yeah.
Because I couldn't stand and cook.
Which is interesting, but because congregate, it's available to anybody, but home delivered, the criteria is a lot more strict.
Do you think that the federal funding is at risk? Have you seen anything
It
that,
won't go away, it just isn't, it's not keeping up with demand.
okay,
That's the issue. So we'll see. Okay, so, and then this is our contract, and I always like to do just a snapshot of the last 5 years. So 5 years ago for the county contract, we were awarded $89,000. So fast forward to 2025, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? We're at $148,000. And so we've really increased over the years. I think when I took over a long time ago, we were at around 20,000. So, I mean, it just shows our increase in population and the people that we're serving. The funding formula is really strange, how they divvy up this money between focal points. So focal points is anybody who's doing case management or nutrition. But some of the factors that they put in there so they do a percentage wise. So everybody gets a base percent of 15%. So the county says this year, we're gonna set aside $700,000 for case management. And we're gonna divide this between 12 focal points. How is that money allocated? Well, 15%, everybody gets 15%. And then if you're rural, you get 15%, your points are. Population age 60 to 64 is weighted 10%. Population 75 to 84 years is weighted 12%. Population 85 plus is weighted 5%. If you live alone and you're over 65, it's weighted 20%. If you are on food share, it's 20%. And then if there's a minority population, your population is weighted at 3%, which equals 100%. So figure that out. It's crazy. This formula comes from the Area Agency on Aging Access Committee. So if anybody wants to ever serve on that committee and fix this, that would be great. It's so complicated.
Is it county or state?
County.
Okay.
It's county. So anyway, just to give you some background about why things might change. If you notice, we got a little bit less in case management and nutrition, which made no sense to me at all because last year, that's where they go on the numbers. We served the highest meals ever. So when I called them to try to figure out this formula, they said, well, yeah, you did, but if they gave Belleville as an example, if Belleville was serving, say, 10 meals a week, but they doubled, then their percentage is higher in terms of what they increased. So their funding went up, right? And so that's the way it went. Because we haven't had a decrease. I don't know when. So I was really shocked to see the decrease. But anyway, so that's where that money comes from. But it's helpful. It's good to have. So this is just
It's only like $2,000.
It's only 2,000, right? Yeah. So it's not too significant, but it should go up quite a bit, I hope, next year. But that's a lot of the advocacy you do at the county level when they do their public hearings is to go and talk about that. So there you have it.
Is it possible you can let us know when they have those hearings?
Oh, yeah, yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's it. Easy schmeezy.
Okay, so we need to entertain a motion for approval.
I motion that we approve resolution R 215-24, the Dane County contract for senior citizen services.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Aye.
the resolution is passed.
Okay.
And the next resolution is for the tables and chairs.
Right, so,
They're kind of sad.
that's money that was allocated in the CIP last year, to replace the tables and chairs up there.
I'm sorry, what is the CIP?
Oh, I'm sorry, the capital improvement plan.
Thank you.
So it's anything over $10,000. The chairs have not been replaced. We couldn't even find an invoice. So at least probably 20 years. I remember the person that worked there prior that bought those chairs, so over 20 years old. The table's 2014, but between the use of the senior center, the rentals, and the rec department, it's just time. So we're going to replace those.
Are they sharing the cost?
Well, I mean, it's in the CIP. So I did the legwork to get the money in there, and then I worked with Recreation to figure out what we're gonna purchase. So it took several months to figure that out. So anyway, I was telling Jim, I probably normally wouldn't put this through to the commission just because the money had already been approved and it's not a big deal, but it's going to Parks Commission too. Because we share the facility and the stuff, so not that I don't want to keep you in the loop, but that's why I included this purchase in there. Again, the money was put in the budget last year. There is money in the CIP for next year for downstairs tables and chairs. So we'd be looking to replace some of those. The tables have been there since 1988. So that is some serious, like the longevity of those tables is amazing. And the chairs are really getting a lot of wear and tear because they're cloth, which I shouldn't have bought in 2012. So we're gonna replace those with something that's gonna be more sustainable over time. So anyway, so that is
And how much will it be for the upstairs table and chairs?
57,000.
And
So
that
we're
will
getting
replace everything?
280 chairs, 75 tables.
And that's replacing everything up there?
And then the carts, everything is very expensive. We're lucky that we go state contract, so you just get the lowest bid right away. So,
Just out of curiosity, what do we do with the old ones?
right, so we're in the process of, we have to go through a disposition, but what we're gonna do, so you'll see today there's a business luncheon, and the city is gonna take out a lot of tables and chairs so they can use at this luncheon. So they have to have staff come and haul them over to Promega. There are some departments that want us to hold on to some of these tables and chairs just so they can take them off-site for other city functions. Because my goal is that we don't take these tables and chairs off-site, because over the years, that's what I've seen. We've got tables that have gone missing, chairs that haven't come back, they're hauling it. We've had chairs tip over in the trucks, and I just feel like I'd like to not have these leave the new ones, but the old ones we're trying to find storage for so the city can use them for things like free events like this. And if not, then we take them to the Wisconsin surplus and they sell them. So we'll have to just kind of follow that. Yeah.
Okay, any further questions? Okay, do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that resolution is passed.
All right. Thank you.
Report from the Friends. Neil?
Oh, okay, I was looking at something else here. Not too much of a report today. We had the party for the veterans, and we had 44 veterans plus their partners that we paid $597 for meals at the party for the Veterans Day. And we also gave $52 for bingo prizes and $60 for 2 months of the Wisconsin State Journal. And that's about the only report we have. Nothing else was really going on. Otherwise, just the continuation of our travel program constantly, so.
We talked about the travel programs before. Excuse me, I believe you guys make some money off of that? Is there a percentage you get, or does it depend on which program as to what, I mean,
Yeah, they get a
tour?
percentage, off of the land part of the, or the tour part, not the, the air or anything like that.
No, so, and then when I book, how much of my money that I pay goes to the Friends, is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
I'm not sure what the percentage is. It depends on the specific tour. And right now, we're working with 2 travel agencies, whether that will continue next year. They're evaluating that. We may only go with 1 travel agency next year. I'm not sure how much.
I can find that out.
Yeah. I mean,
Jack or Rita would
they've
know.
never really said how much. They just kind of send us a check, that I know of. I know it's a percentage of it. That's what they keep saying, but they never tell us exactly what.
Do you have an idea of what last year's check was?
I don't know.
She's not on the travel
I'm
committee.
not on the travel committee. No.
The Friends earn a lot of dollars, so.
We do.
It
That's
is
our
not
major. It's our major.
insignificant.
It's a significant amount of money. Yeah.
Maybe you can bring that to the next meeting, please? I'm just curious.
And Vance, it's important to know that it's not, the money that we get back isn't really taken out of you.
Right.
It's, you would pay the same price whether or not we got
Right.
the
Right.
money for the senior
Right.
center or not.
So there are some programs
Okay.
I know that when you go on a trip, they pay for like the person, like when they pay for the person that's like the celebrity that goes on the trip with.
Are you the celebrity?
No,
How do you get to be the celebrity?
well, none of us are the celebrities, and they take a percentage of that, put it onto your.
To pay this.
But you do,
Yeah.
in this case, we do not do that.
No, I'm just curious as to, like, what does it make? You say a lot, and a lot could be 1,000, a lot could be 100,000.
It's like a sales
Just assume-
commission.
Yeah.
So maybe you could just bring the number, I'm curious, for last year's take.
Percentage, I'll send you the percentage. I'm not sure about the take, if that's something that we.
Correct.
Oh, they don't share that, it's private?
They don't have to, right?
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
Oh, because you're not part of the,
We're not
Right.
part of the city.
Friends, okay.
Right.
Yep.
yeah, just, even if you can just tell a percentage of
Sure.
budget, can you do
An
that?
approximate, yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. I wasn't trying to be nosy, I was just trying to get a better understanding.
yeah.
Okay, thanks, Gail.
School treasurer's report?
Yeah.
The kids pay, and there's an extra.
Right.
piece, and that pays for me if I'm the teacher.
Right.
Okay. And then usually at this time of year, the Friends pay for emergency meals for home delivered clients and congregate. So if we close and we can't deliver meals, then they have an extra backup meal. We did have some donations in a nutrition account, so Mandy got those. So we'll be sending those with drivers soon, just so somebody's got backup meals, and then we send them home with our congregate clients too. So that's a nice service. The holiday giving tree, at this point, we've got 30 that had names out there. I think all the names are off the tree right now, with gifts coming back soon, and then they'll start delivering next week. Today's the last day for the group of Edgewood nursing students, so we'll get a new batch in January.
They were sweet.
They were good. They were really, really good.
People appreciated them. And they were just easy to talk to.
This was a good group, so I hope to get another group next year. And then again, the nursing students are assigned clients that just need a little extra TLC. They'll visit with them here, and they might go into their homes. It depends on their comfort level. So that's a really good program. And let's see. We just got some holiday events, some music events. The Oregon High School Orchestra is coming on Monday, which is always fun. The singers are going to sing some carols, and just a festive week all next week. I just wanted to announce that Amy, so the city has core mission and values, and they nominate employees. Employees can be nominated to meet the criteria under service, teamwork, innovation, and accountability. And Amy was given the award for service. So she's going to be recognized at a council meeting sometime soon. And then 3 other city staff were awarded for teamwork, innovation, and accountability. So proud of Amy. She's been here a long time, and she's very passionate about what she does.
Amy's been here how long? Quite a while.
Let's see, 30, 25, 20?
Wow.
Yeah, oh, right, I just recognized her at the employee luncheon, so 20 years.
She and Mandy came about the same time.
Mandy's at 18.
18, okay.
I think Dave's at about 25, 26.
That's good.
Sarah's 15. And then it goes Susie, I think is around 8. And then Katie's at 2. Yeah. Once we get you, we keep you, right, Jim?
That's a good indicator.
Yeah. Let's see. I put our name on a list through DaneNet to get refurbished computers, because we do want to give out some computers. And so I'm waiting to hear back from them. We do have a couple that is in need of a computer right now, and so I'm hoping to learn more about their program, because they do that pretty often through DaneNet. I thought about Epic, but I didn't do that yet. I tried DaneNet first, so.
The Dane is really involved in helping, particularly with older adults, and providing
Yeah.
computers as well as Epic.
As
So
class.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
several places out there that.
Yep. DaneNet was so easy.
Yeah.
Epic is an application, so I went to DaneNet first, but Epic's still in
I
the
think
back of my
Epic
mind, too.
offers the classes too, or will send a teacher out if you want to do classes with a group of seniors, like how to make an email
Really?
or how
No,
to. I
Dane
think
is,
it's,
yeah.
DaneNet or Epic?
Dane has.
I know it's one of them,
The Wide has it, and
Okay.
there's several.
which might be helpful. I was just thinking
Oh,
as
for
far as
sure.
classes.
Yep.
It's just basic, you know,
Yeah.
but for some seniors,
Yeah.
they don't know how to make an email account or whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm waiting to hear back from them. Transportation-wise, you know, we had Jana from Beaver Dam, and now I'm waiting to hear back from their city administrator, because there was questions about, you know, she gave us a lot of the general details, the rides, the scheduling, but now we're looking at questions about cost. Who administers that program at Beaver Dam? What does it look like? Who applies for the grants every year? The city wants more information on that side of it. You know, I think, to be honest, I think that the referendum isn't gonna help this cause, just because of the funding that might be necessary to bring this forward. So I will continue to work on this, and then that's all I can do. And I think that's why the more information I can gather, it feels better than to say we're gonna write this grant. Again, it's always the sustainability of the program, and how do we do that? And with what funding sources, and that's kind of what, you know, because Ben kind of implied from the MOP, the Madison Planning Organization, that they don't do reoccurring, you know, after a while you can't keep applying for these grants, which would, you know, that, you have to plan for that, because if that's an 80% or a 50-50 for operating, and that you can't do reoccurring, that means 100% comes from somewhere. So, but I want to see how often Beaver Dam, because they've had this system in place for a long time, so how are they funding it if they're not doing the grants any longer? So anyway, I'm waiting for that administrator to call me back, and then he'll sit down with myself and Adam and get more information. So that's where that's at. Well, not I, but the Volunteer Housing Navigator Program, where we partner with Joining Forces for Families, is up and running. They've had 2 sessions at the Boys and Girls Club, and they happen right during the food pantry time at the Boys and Girls Club. So we were able to serve a couple older adults. One of our older adults, it took 3 hours. This is why I think Amy and Katie were like, this is what we really need, because it's hard to spend 3 hours with somebody searching for housing. So we have a volunteer from the center that was trained, and Joining Forces for Families has a volunteer that was trained who speaks Spanish. And so it sounds like we've only served 2 older adults, and then the Joining Forces for Families served at least 5 or 6 families so far. So it's 2 Wednesdays a month at the Boys and Girls Club. And so I think it's gonna be a great service. And again, the Friends gave us a gift card to help people pay for an application for housing. So, and housing continues to be an issue. We have a gentleman whose income is $700. He needs to move, and he's not on Section 8, so the lowest affordable apartment in the affordable senior housing is $1,300 a month. That's the lowest, and so we're Katie's working with his family to see if they can help subsidize that rent until he's having hip surgery, and then he wants to get back on his feet and get a job. He does Uber, and he was able to supplement his income that way, but he can't now. But he really needs to move. So anyway, it's just an ongoing issue. There's just no affordable housing anywhere. But in Fitchburg, that was the least expensive we could find in the senior housing, was $1,300. So, and then we're starting to get a few calls with rent increases. I talked to Highline, and they said that they don't increase more than 2 to 5%. But again, so we're staying on top of that, because sometimes we hear differently, and not just Highline, it's all of the apartments all over. But it's a difficult situation when rents go up and income doesn't. So just trying to stay on top of that, and reach out to where there's rent subsidies, but it gets difficult. So yeah. And let's see. Other than that, we're just winding down the year. Janice had some good lunch and learns. We're done with that for a while. Just planning out for next year.
Yeah, we had a really good, this last session was on AI.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a gentleman who is a technology director for the Wisconsin Blind and Visually Impaired. And he was amazing in terms of what the knowledge that he has in AI. He demonstrated it, he, educated, he gave examples of how he uses AI on a day-to-day basis. It was amazing. They were extremely engaged in tons and tons of questions, but it was a very, very, very good session.
Yeah.
Overall, Janice, your sessions have been very popular.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's for those people that come, for the lunch. That's what this program is really all about.
Because you get a range of people who don't even usually come for
Right,
lunch.
people just drop in.
Even for AI, there was, other people from the community that came, just comes. And it's really open to everybody,
Right.
It really is. And so, but yeah, that session he was amazing. And they were saying, can you bring him back? Can can we make appointments with him? Because there's a few people there that are visually impaired, and they learned just a lot. So it was good.
Yeah, it was just interesting to watch him, who's blind,
Yeah.
give the program.
Yeah.
By himself. Yeah.
Yeah. And to show how he functions using AI on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Was just, and he took a picture of the group and said AI described the group, and they described it. A group of people eating and this, and it was just amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the most. I thought that was just really interesting.
So amazing. Yeah.
So yeah, and you got a lot of good things lined up. We'll kick it off in February again.
Yeah, February.
Janice's gonna take a little break.
February 5th, as a matter of fact, with my friend Paul over here, who for Call for Action will be February 5th. So thank you, Paul. Thank you.
I bet the calls are gonna skyrocket after this. You're like, I didn't know I could call them and get my stuff taken care of.
We get a lot.
Yeah, and the person that Paul connected me with, it's amazing. She and I have just become friends.
Yeah. Nice.
She's good.
Yeah, good.
That'll be a good one. So.
Wonderful. So yeah, I don't mean to make this meeting so short, but without a speaker, I mean, Donald, you have anything from the city level that you want to share with the group? Anything going on?
Nothing major right now from the city level, other than just working through the strategic plan. I'm not sure if you all had a chance to watch the council meeting, but there were some issues or some changes that needed to be made in some groups that really wanted to participate in that process. So we're working with the consultant to make sure more voices are within that strategic plan and things like that before we move forward with the recommendations that came out of it. And then just continually trying to deal with the housing situation here in Fitchburg and greater Dane County with just trying to increase capacity so we can get some of these prices down. Other than that, nothing really major going on in council as of yet.
Okay. All right.
Okay, any further questions for Jill? It is a short meeting.
I know, I'm sorry.
One
Jim,
question.
this is your last meeting.
He's got a
Jim?
question over
Yeah,
here.
I would,
Oh,
one
yeah,
question.
yeah.
Today is your last meeting.
Right.
As a matter of fact, yes.
There's gonna be
Let's
other
talk about you,
announcements.
Jim.
You got another announcement? For other announcements?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Other announcement.
Yes, this will be my last meeting.
Yeah.
So,
So Jim's been on since what, 2009?
yeah,
2009.
long time.
For a very long time and has contributed a great deal over the years. So we have a little gift for you,
Oh,
just for your years
I
of
thought these
service.
were the gifts.
That's for all of you, for,
Oh, wow, look
for
at
your,
Well, nice.
just a
Yeah.
little gift
Well,
basket.
thank you very much. Wow.
You know, just to say thank you. And he's not going away.
Yeah.
He's still gonna do his other stuff, right?
Right.
So what is your other stuff?
Well, I volunteer in the kitchen on Tuesdays, every Tuesday. We do packing up all the meals on wheels, and then we serve the congregate meals on the floor, and then we do all the cleanup afterwards.
Fun stuff.
And I also, I run the men's group. We meet once a month. So,
And you've done that for a while.
2009.
Same year.
Wow.
I think it was 2009.
It's right, yeah,
I think
right
so.
around that time,
Yeah, 15 years for that too.
yeah. So.
But I'll continue with that because there's a real need for a chance for men to get together and socialize.
It's surprising that group has gone that long. You used to see men's groups hold on that long sometimes, but yeah.
And we're continuing to get new guys
Yeah.
too. We got 2 new guys yesterday, Tuesday.
So glad you're gonna still be around, but you see he set the bar really high. So for those of you that think one term is it, that's not it. Yeah, right?
But you
So,
don't have to feel as though if you become the chair that you have to do it for 15 years either.
no. Barbara's graciously gonna step up and be the chair in the interim.
Thank you, Barbara.
And I think that, we've got January, February, March, and then we start April. I might delay a recruitment until, I'll start recruiting depending on how many people step off this year, and then we'll just start fresh again in May. So I think maybe Paul and Barb, so you don't have to tell me that you'll be continuing today, but you can tell me later.
Give some thought of
Yeah, right. So the both of you, your terms will be up in April. So the rest of you,
They're like,
work
"Ah,
on them. No.
Yeah.
Work on them, yeah, so anyway,
Maybe we could put a note in the newsletter we do every month.
yeah, as soon as we know how many we're gonna be recruiting,
To see who's interested out there in the community.
yeah, and this is
Somebody else.
a mayoral appointment, not me.
Right.
Oh, for sure, but they
Yeah,
still,
yeah. Yeah, so,
I mean, I didn't know it existed until, well, yeah. Somebody poked me in the butt, but that, we won't go there.
so that's all I have, except a big
Okay.
thank you to you.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, sir.
So, do I hear a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn this meeting.
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.
No.
And happy holidays to
Oh,
everybody.
wait, you all have a picture to take.
Happy holidays, everyone. Stay warm.
You too.
Donald, all right, so we do have to take the picture.